This is the best kept secret in bug hunting. What if I told you that you could get admin access to an application? Just like that. You'd think I'm crazy, I'm making stuff up, but it's true, and I'll show you how. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Netsec Explained, and in this video, we're going to be talking about one of my favorite vulnerabilities, mass assignment. If you haven't heard of mass assignment, you're not alone. It's one of the best kept secrets in bug hunting, and that's why today I want to talk about it. And more than that, if you stick to the end of this video, I'll show you how to pull this off in a real application. Awesome. So, what is it? What does it do? And how do we exploit it? All good questions. See, mass assignment is actually more of a feature. You'll see it in API testing from time to time, but it's an opportunity for developers to update multiple variables all at once, which is great for them and great for us. See, sometimes developers get a little lazy and they make their mass assignment a little too permissive, which is where we come in. Check this out. Here's an HTML form and here's the user object on the back end. When we go to register a user, the application takes each of our parameters and updates them all at once. But the developers didn't anticipate us to add this role parameter in there. What happens next? We're admin. I told you it was easy. Now, it's fun to sit and talk about mass assignment, but let's actually take a look at a couple examples. I have two for us. One that you can do right now while you're watching this video, and a second one that's going to be a real-world example of what this can look like in the wild. So let's get started. Okay, this first one's going to be easy. For this demo, we're going to be using the OWASP Juice Shop. When you're looking for mass assignment in an application, you're always looking for a way to change some information about the user object. So this can be through user creation, a password update, email, or any other information. For this example, we're going to test out user creation. Okay, so here we have our Juice Shop environment all set up. So I'm going to go ahead and create a new account. I'm going to scroll down, not yet a customer. Let's go ahead and just add a typical account, asdf@asdf.com, set the password, our security question, and hit enter. So our user account has been created. Let's take a look at the proxy history, and we see this post API users. So here we have a email address and a password and the security question object. This is what we had entered into the application. If we look at the response, we can see 201 created, and then we see the same email address and a few other things added to this user object, such as username, roll number, deluxe token, etc. So in this instance, whenever you see something like this, where it's a full user object, it's entirely possible that the developer made it so that we can update each of these parameters. Now, if they didn't properly limit us to just email and a password, then we can try and add in a role, or we can try and add in a username or a profile image or whatever, and see how that changes in the application. So for this example, let's go ahead and change the username and the role and see if we can get something other than a customer role. So I'm going to set my intercept. Actually, I'm going to turn that off. Let's go to not yet a customer. Now we can set our intercept. And I'm going to create asdf2@asdf.com. Set our password, our security question. That was a socket.io. Looks like I typed in my password wrong. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to hit register, and this is going to get caught by our intercepting proxy. So register, and here we go. Pops up automatically. Let's scroll down, take a look at our user object, and the two parameters that we wanted to change were username and role. So let's go ahead and add those in there. So I can do username, and we'll just call this fake admin. And then we'll add in our role, and we'll call this admin. Don't forget your commas, and we're going to go ahead, let that go through. If we look at the proxy history and we see where the post users is, here's our modified request. We can see 201 created, which is awesome. And then if we hop back over to our browser, we can see congratulations on solving the challenge, creating an admin through registration. So normal applications won't have this. Instead, what we need to do is try and access the admin panel. So to show you that there's no tricks here, I'm going to go ahead and log in as our first user, the regular customer account. So let's go to ASDF at asdf.com, type in my password, and we want to look for the administration page. Now, that's a challenge in and of itself on the Juice Shop, but quite simply, it's administration. So we go there and we see a 403 user is denied. Cool. Now let's try this with our new admin user. So I'm going to go to the account, log out, and let's log back in with this time ASDF2. Type in my credentials, jump back to the administration page, and boom. Just like that, we now have access to the admin panel with our brand new admin user. I'm sure you can see why mass assignment is one of my favorites. Now, this is all well and good. Sure, it's easy to exploit a vulnerability like this in a lab environment, but what does this look like in a real application? Well, here's a real application. This is ULI CMS. It's a content management solution designed to help you create websites. So think of it as a different kind of WordPress, if you're familiar with that. Here, I have a local instance spun up on ULI CMS, and we're going to go ahead and log in. Now, when you set up a ULI CMS configuration, you automatically create an admin account, and then there's no other form of user registration. The only way to add users to this application is through the admin panel. So you have to log in with that admin account that you created on first startup. You don't see any user registration. We do see login and reset password, but that's only going to help us so much. Now, finding mass assignment in an application can be a little difficult. So unfortunately, I won't be able to go over the exact process and how to find it in this application. So I'll leave that as a homework for you. Instead, I want you to focus on how it works and what it can let you do. So let's hack the heck out of this thing. First thing we're going to do is try to log in. So I'm just going to log in with obviously fake credentials. Let's go ahead, hit login, and sure, username and password are incorrect. If we look at the burp state, we see this call to admin index.php. I'm going to go ahead and send this to repeater. I'm going to run the request, and we see a 401 unauthorized. Now, if I look at the original request and I scroll down a little bit, we can see a couple CSRF tokens and this S-class session manager and S-method login. And then we also see the username and the password. For visuals, it's actually probably a little better to show it here in the inspector. So we see the CSRF token, we see the S-class session manager, S-method login, user, and password. Now, what's interesting about this endpoint is that this endpoint admin index also contains the function that allows us to add a user account as part of the admin panel. So what we can do is directly call that function as one of the parameters, and then we can enter in the other values as far as email address, username, the password and the repeat password, and the group that we want to be a part of. So I have some exploit code. This is off of ExploitDB. I have a link in the description for you if you want to take a look at it. But I'm going to go ahead and copy these parameters. So I'm going to delete this, paste these in, and just so that you know there's nothing else crazy going on, I'm going to delete all of the headers. There's no reason to do this. I'm just showing you that there's nothing else, no authentication cookie involved or anything like that. So here we changed our S class to user controller, our S method to create, and we're going to add an admin. So let's go ahead and change our username. So we'll just call this fake admin, if I can spell that correctly. Change our first name to just first name, last name, it doesn't matter. Our email address to fakeadmin@fakehost.de. And then our password, we'll just call this fake admin and make sure our repeat password is the same. Awesome. Let's go ahead and click send. And voila, we just created our new admin user account. Let's go ahead and log in. So I'm gonna log in with fake admin, and boom, there we go. Let's take a look at the user panel. We can see the original admin account that was created when the system was first set up, and then our new fake admin account that we added in through mass assignment. So there you have it, your hands-on guide to mass assignment. Now, there's a lot more that you can do with this, so I encourage you to play around and experiment. Retry the juice shop example on your own to make sure that you understand what's really going on. After all, if you can get admin just like that, why not take the time to learn how it works? Well, that's all I have for you today. For more information, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, let me know by leaving a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to see more videos like this. Stay safe, stay passionate, and I'll see you next time.